Hello and welcome to our show today. We're so glad that you're here. Our Daily Reset for Success series is here to help all of us reset our lives so we can live a healthier, happier, more creative, and prosperous life. Our co-hosts are today me, Marian LaSalle, creator of Spotlight Productions, and Lady Lou, the baby boomer babe, offering custom interviews. We also have a special guest today. I've known Beth for a while now, and I am so honored to bring her to you today because not only can she talk about working from home, she's going to lay out a plan that you could follow. And you can follow her on YouTube and find out she's so open. I love that. Hi, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Hi.
Is it morning where you are?
Might be. Who knows where I am today?
That's right. That's right. Well, we are very excited to meet with you today, Beth, because a lot of people have been laid off. A lot of people are afraid they're going to get laid off. A lot of people are unsure of their future. And so if this thing happens again, even if they didn't get laid off this time, everybody's nervous. And so we're all at least trying to find a side hustle, if not a full-time income that we can do from home. So thanks for being here with us and sharing all your knowledge.
You're very welcome. Glad to be here.
We're excited, Beth. This is my first meeting with you, and I am so delighted. I've been looking at your website and stuff, and I don't have a clue what you do, but I'm excited to learn.
Well, go over to my YouTube and watch some of my playlists. You'll learn a lot.
And I hope everyone in our audience who's looking for something new to do will check it out too, because it could be a big way to make money. And
yes,
right now, we all are in that position that it's time for us to buck up and say, well, maybe I can do something else that would be more productive than the job. And of course, jobs are wonderful. We don't knock them. But right now,
yes,
a lot
we
of us
do.
don't have them. So I'm so excited to get started. But Marian, I'm going to let you lead off. You've got some wonderful things for the folks right now.
I do. Now, remember that this is a series that we're doing every Monday. So you can go back and look at all the work from homes that we've done on Mondays to see a lot of the links that we can't get in today that we've already talked about or that you want more information about. So be sure and go back and check them out. It's all on YouTube. It's on Facebook. And we also have a podcast under the Natural Curiosity channel. So feel free to reach out and ask us any questions or just go and check it out for yourself. All right, so I'm gonna really go fast here. So if you have any questions, be sure and put them in the comments and we'll answer them live right here. Or if we can't get to them live, somebody will get back to you and answer your question for you, okay? All right, the first one I have for you today is called Mechanical Turk, Turk, Mechanical Turk. And I will have all the links down below in the description so that you don't have to stop what you're doing right now. You can just go back and see all the links, okay? Mechanical Turk is an Amazon company that hires freelancers to complete simple online tasks called HITS, H-I-T-S. And that stands for Human Intelligence Tasks. I know.
I love that.
There are still online tasks that only humans can do. And things like digitized content, like tagging objects, classifying and identifying objects found in satellite imagery, verifying restaurant details, removing duplicate content from business listings, transcribing audio. Although they're pretty good at it now with the AI, we still need a human to look it over. And various other data processing tasks. So check it out if you think that would be interesting to you. Mechanical Turk. Nice. All right, the next one I have is MediaBistro. MediaBistro.com/jobs is an employment platform specializing in digital media, and that we can do from home. Freelance and remote workers may find work in two different ways. First, they can find open opportunities on the platform, and the second, freelancers can post a profile on the connect platform where employers can find you and hire you right from their website. Freelancers, you can also, if you call yourself that, you can also opt in to pay a $15 monthly subscription fee and get additional perks. You know, they got to make money somehow, right?
Oh, we all do.
That one's called MediaBistro. The next one I have, and the last one that we're going to do today before we talk to Beth, is Mind Swarms. Mind Swarms.
Like a bee.
Yeah. Mind Swarms provides market research for companies in a variety of fields by partnering with freelancers who participate in case studies and surveys. Now, the freelancers choose open assignments through the app and then answer questions or complete a task via video on a smartphone. You can use a smartphone, a tablet, or your webcam. And the studies usually pay about $50 and are paid through PayPal. So that's called Mind Swarms. And like I said, there's plenty of other things that we have in the descriptions on all the past Mondays that we've had this program going. And we don't plan on stopping even after this particular virus thing is over. We plan on going and going and going because we can always use advice on how to start a side hustle or get a different job, right?
Yes, I'm ready for that because side jobs can be more fun than the real job. And eventually you can build it up to the point where you can say goodbye to the job if you choose.
Yeah, and it's funny too because people will say, well, Marian, what do you do? And I think, now, what am I going to tell them? Because I have this, or I have that, and I have this, and then I want to do that, so I might add that to it, and who knows, right?
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. So I find what Beth does very interesting. And Lady Lou, if you have a question to start her off, let's get going.
Okay. Well, I love the title of, I guess it's your eBay store, Reseller Rowboat. And you've got that in your title there in front of you on your screen. Tell us how that came about.
Well, that's actually the title of my YouTube channel, not my store.
Okay.
But I'm Reseller Rowboat because typically most of my subscribers are resellers, and my slogan is we're all in this together. So we're basically all on the same boat. So my other slogan is to paddle on. You'll hear me say paddle on a lot. I do 3 or 4 different things with my channel. First, I offer, tips and things to resellers all over the world. Second is I have a smaller reseller community, and I keep track of all the birthdays, all the concerns, hospitalizations, things like that, so I can get that information out to the community. Thirdly, I provide information on how to do bullet journaling. And bullet journaling is simply how to make a planner of your own. It changes daily, weekly, monthly. Instead of purchasing a planner, you actually make it yourself and fit it to your lifestyle, your business.
Oh, I want to know about
so those
that.
are the kinds of things that I do. So I have a live stream every Monday night on my channel at 8 p.m. Central, and I do all kinds of things on it. So,
and your YouTube channel is the Reseller Rowboat.
Yes,
love
ma'am.
that. Oh gosh, Marian, what did you want to ask? Because I know you know her better than I do.
Well, guess what? We have somebody in the audience who wants to say hello. It's Maggie Doodle. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. Maggie's one of my reseller friends, and we actually get together and hang out live and work while we're working. Everybody comes in and we work. Sometimes we're live, sometimes we're not, and we get work done. But it's like having coworkers in the next part, cubicle over. And it makes things a lot less tedious, and we learn information from one another. We can say, hey, have you ever seen one of these? Have you ever sold one of these? Whatever. Maggie is really, really knowledgeable in the clothing and also selling books. She sells books on Amazon, and she's killing it on Amazon. So
Wow. Yes, I've got so many different things I got to ask you, Beth. The first one is, wow. Okay. How in the world did you ever get started in all this? I know you had a regular job where you were working in a law firm, or no, it was
Yeah, I was still working in the law firm at that time.
Okay, all right. So
And
tell us your mindset.
I came to this atypically from other people. I did not do this to sell, to make money. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, also called OCD, and I was in the process of writing a novel, and I had been working on it for 10 years, and it was finished, but it needed to be edited. And because of my OCD, I could not finish the editing. It was just, I kept changing things. And so I finally just quit. I just quit writing the novel. And I needed something to do with my time, my mind. I constantly need to be checking things. And so me and a good friend, Jamie, you know Jamie, we were in a thrift store one day and she's throwing stuff in her cart. And I knew that stuff did not fit her. And I'm like, what are you going to do with all this stuff? And she says, I'm going to sell it on eBay. And I'm like, oh, well, I can do that. So I just started going through this thrift store and throwing things in my cart. It's kind of embarrassing now, but I mean, the stuff I threw in there would never sell. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I sold my first item and I was hooked. I mean, I was just hooked. And I went from having like 10 things to sell to now I'm almost to 2,000 items in my stores. So I have 2 eBay stores. One is kind of like a general store. I sell clothing and hard goods, plushes, t-shirts, all that kind of stuff. I have a second eBay store. All I do is take appliances apart and sell the parts. I also have a Poshmark store where I can sell clothing and home goods.
Beth,
I have a Mercari
I hate
store.
to interrupt you, but there's something coming down in front of you.
What is that?
Well, I don't know. Oh, now it's gone. That was
go.
weird.
It's one of my oars.
One of your oars.
I also sell on Mercari. I also sell on a platform called Mercari, and then last year I added Amazon. So 5 different platforms I'm selling on.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
So your mindset was just to have something to do, and your friend said, hey, you can make a little extra money. So you said, oh, okay, I could do that. And so you just started. Now, did you get training or did you teach yourself?
No, I did research on YouTube and met people on YouTube and just learned it that way. Learned, the hard knocks. I call it eBay tuition. I made some mistakes, some really big mistakes. And, but you can start with very little money. You can start with a $20 bill and build it from there, literally. If anyone is interested in reselling, if you have been laid off or you want to make some extra money, the best way to start is to just go around your home and find things that you no longer want and try that, because that's totally free. Okay. And then just choose one platform. Don't have 5 different platforms. Just pick one: eBay, Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark. And if you don't know which one to choose, you can always contact me and tell me what you have to sell. And I can always, help you to try to decide where to start. Also, at this time, people are not able to donate things. They're doing a lot of cleaning out. I have asked friends on Facebook, hey, if you're getting rid of things, just let me know, put them on your porch and I'll pick them up. You can get free things that way. So you don't have to go out and spend money on items to start with.
Oh my gosh.
And then with the money that you do make, you just put back into your business and don't use it for anything else. So
Good. I like this. You think a really interesting way. I really appreciate all this opportunity. So anybody can do this. They don't have to have special skills.
No, they just need to have a computer and a checking account or most like eBay, they go through PayPal. So you would need, if you're doing eBay, you need to have a PayPal account. But other than that,
I teach technology, and one of the biggest stumbling blocks for people is that they have a Mac and they're not willing to get a PC, or they can't buy a PC. For some reason, they can't figure out a PC. And is there any problem with that when it comes to what you're doing, what you're talking about?
Whether you have a Mac or a PC?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Okay.
And actually, most of these apps you can also do on your phone. I don't like doing things on my phone because there are some features that you can only do from your computer. And I like to have everything on the big screen. But I do know a lot of folks that just strictly do it from their phone.
Oh.
So.
Oh, this is amazing, Beth. You have found a bird nest on the ground, so to speak. I love that. Because we've all got stuff. I'm looking around here at my house. I'm thinking, oh, I can get rid of that. I can not get rid of, but I can sell this. I can sell that. Oh my God. And I'm not using that anymore. It's just amazing what you can do. But a little technical knowledge would help, right?
Just a computer.
Well,
And then just go on YouTube and start, watching. You can just Google, on YouTube, just do a search, reselling on eBay, reselling on Poshmark. We'll just come up with thousands of videos,
What
and
I
it's
like
all out
about
there.
what you're doing, Beth, is that you have a community of people that work together to create this opportunity. So if somebody's brand new, they could come into your community and learn a lot. And you don't have you don't have a course, or you don't charge for this. They can see everything that you're doing on eBay, and you're so open.
Right, because we consider ourselves coworkers. I mean, we are competitors in a way, but to be honest with you, a person in Cincinnati, Ohio is not going to find the exact same thing that I found here in Houston, Texas. So, it's all out there. It's available. A lot of people, once they get into it, they realize that they don't want to do all the hard work and they drop out. So it's not like, every single person that starts is going to continue. Yeah, there's plenty of information out there for free. So, I mean, there are courses you can take if you want. There are things called BOLOs, be on the lookout for, and they'll give you a list of things that are really hot sellers right now. But, when they do that, then everybody and their brother's going out looking for these things, and the market gets saturated. So I don't even go by that anymore. I just don't buy those lists. I don't pay the money for that and then typically after 6 months, those things are no longer, worth much because there's so many out there. So,
Well, okay, I'm going to give you an example of something that could happen to people. So last week, I saw somebody very famous that does a lot of webinars and charges money for it. He gets a commission like an affiliate. And it was this guy who was selling the course on how to get rich selling sneakers. So I looked at the price after the webinar. It was $997 for this course on how to sell sneakers and get rich. I'm thinking to myself, well, that's how he's getting rich. He's selling this course for $1,000. So what do you think about that? Selling sneakers to get rich. What does that mean to you?
No, you just go to YouTube to the Soul Advisor. His name's Tino, and he'll teach you everything you need to know about selling sneakers. I mean, people just don't realize the information that's out there,
Right. So Maggie says we're also co-partners on the platforms we sell on. It helps us to have other knowledgeable and good sellers to keep buyers on those platforms. Maggie, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Beth, can you explain what she's talking about?
Well, we want to give out good information to our reseller friends. We want them to be successful, because if they're not successful on eBay, we're not successful on eBay. If a customer has a poor experience on eBay, for instance, they're not going to come back. And so we all lose in the end.
Okay.
So, we are all coworkers on eBay. We're all coworkers on Poshmark. We give out good information. Because I'm telling you, if you go to Poshmark and you buy something and it's horrible, you don't want to go back to that platform.
Oh,
you don't want to try again.
Right.
Oh. Well, Beth, now when you say you're a reseller, you go to the places and find things, and you have things of your own, then you have to mail them to the recipient. Is that how it works?
Yes, ma'am. I ship through UPS mostly. I mean, the post office, I'm sorry. A little bit on UPS, FedEx. It just depends on what the customer chooses. I give them choices, and then they just pick, if they want it super fast, they'll pay a different rate.
Yeah. Okay. So you have to go to the post office daily, or what?
I do, but you can put your items on the porch and schedule a pickup, and the post office, the postal worker will scan your items on your porch and put them in their truck. I don't do that, but
how do you pay for it, though? Do you have an account with the post office?
On eBay, it comes out of my PayPal.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you
On
don't have to.
Poshmark, it comes out of Poshmark. The customer pays for it through Poshmark. I just print the label. Same with
Nice.
Mercari mostly. We also have a service called Pirate Ship, which is typically cheaper than the post office. I believe Maggie uses Pirate Ship. So she won't use an eBay label. She'll go through Pirate Ship.
Nice.
So
I had no clue how you did that. I can just see you out there wrapping up packages and trudging down to the post office.
I do that. That's just my preference, but a lot of because I don't like to leave items out on my porch
I
because
was thinking that
I have
most people
neighbors
wouldn't want to
that
do
I
that.
don't really trust
Mm.
with my packages, but some people have a really great setup if they're out in the country in the middle of nowhere. They just put a box by the mailbox, you know. I just have never had that opportunity.
Right.
It's just I tried it. I think I tried it a couple of times years ago, and the postal worker skipped my house, and then I got a ding because I didn't send it, you know, fast enough, even though I printed the label, it didn't get scanned. So I don't mind going to the post office. It's fine with me.
Well, that's
Beth,
great.
I can imagine that you have a room or something. You keep all this information or these things that you're selling. Do you have like a storage unit or in your house? How do you keep track of all this stuff?
My inventory that's listed is in my garage, one half of my garage. We have a 2-car garage.
So are you really?
And there's a video on that as well.
Oh, good.
If
I
you
was
want to see my
thinking.
inventory system, that one was uploaded in November because I totally changed my inventory system. And I can literally, if it's a piece of clothing and I sell it, I can literally go and grab it within 10 seconds and it'll be in my hand. I have it very, very organized. Now, if it's a hard good and it's in a tub, it takes me a little bit longer to get it out. Shoes are in tubs with lids. That takes me a little bit longer. But
Organization is the key.
I
You
was
have to
going
be
to say,
organized.
yeah, I was going to say, there are different ways of sourcing for inventory. Personally, my thing is I go to thrift stores. I go to the Goodwill outlet, which we call the bins. I know Mary and I were talking about that. But there are other ways of sourcing. You can source online. You can actually buy things from eBay, Poshmark at cheap prices, and they'll be sent to you. You can go to different liquidation centers and have them shipped to you. Some people do storage units. They buy a storage unit and they empty it out and sell from there. Some people go to auctions. There are just many ways of getting inventory once you finally do run out of the things in your home. It has been a challenge with this pandemic sourcing, but luckily I have what we call a death pile. I like to call it my pay stack, but those are things that have built up that I have never listed. So I have quite a few things available to me in my home still that I have left to list. But some of these resellers are getting down to the bare bones. And so they're having to find creative ways of getting inventory. I know Maggie had a box sent to her from a liquidation company. I don't know if you got your box yet, Maggie, though, but you'll see things like that on other reseller shows. They'll actually open the boxes on air to show you what they got. And then that will help you see, well, do I want to order one of those boxes, and so.
Fun. It sounds like fun.
It's fascinating.
It is fun.
I would love to do it, but I'm not organized, and my partner would flip out because when I come home, I usually just pile stuff, and the next thing you know, stuff's piled up, and people give me books and things that they think I'm interested in, and they're just sitting in piles, and so I can imagine my head would explode. So I wish I could do it, but
that's been a big challenge for me. And my guest room is just piled with things, boxes and stuff. When someone wants to come stay with me, I always have to clean it out. It's kind of like my catch-all area. My spouse is extremely patient. My dining room table is usually full of stuff that has been listed and needs to be put away, or has appliance parts everywhere waiting to be photographed. Sometimes there are things in the laundry that don't belong to us that need to be laundered, and they get mixed up. I've tried to sell a pair of her jeans before. She has been extremely patient. So I don't think I could have been. So
It's just so fun to know all that. I'm sure there's other people in our audience who have no clue that this is out there.
Or they might have a clue, but they
Would you
wouldn't know
like to
how to
see
get
what
started.
would you like to
Yes.
see a couple items that I sold this
Yes.
weekend?
Yes, yes,
I
we would
will
love
show
to.
you. I will show you this one here.
And did you see
Um,
that Maggie got it and she's working on it as she watches
yes,
right now?
great.
Okay.
Okay, I've got that up on my screen. If you just hit accept, and it should. Okay, like this for this Harley Davidson shirt, I paid about $1.25 for it at the bins, and it sold this weekend. The total was $40.98.
Oh.
And then this one here, I also got at the bins, so it cost me about $0.25. The bins is a place where is a Goodwill outlet where you buy things by the pound. And so let me see, this Winnie the Pooh total sold for $49.96. So you see, it was listed here for $67.99, but it was on sale, and I also took a best offer. You can, most of these platforms, people can offer you money, and then you can accept or you can counter offer. So I typically I look to see what things are selling for or have sold for, and then I typically up the price a little bit, and then I run sales, and I have best offers. So I mean, when you pay 25 cents for something and someone offers you $49, you're not going to turn it down. Okay. So
Is it just by chance, or do you know how to set the price? I mean, is it
what I
just
do
something?
is I go, well, I used to on eBay, I used to find the item and look at the sold and see what it sold for. All right. But
Okay.
eBay only shows you what it sold for in the last 90 days. And you want to really see the last 365 days, because if you have like an Easter item or a Christmas
Right.
item, you want to know, what it sold for. So if you have an actual store on eBay, they offer you a search called Tier Peak, and you can see what it sold for within 365 days. Now, if you have an item, which happens to me a lot, you can't find it anywhere, it's just so unique, then you just have to set the price really, really high and just take offers and, see what you can get for it. So I have a few, I have a couple of shirts that were printed specifically for the Mardi Gras parade in Galveston, and they only printed 20 of them. It was Tillman Fertitta, his float. My brother rode on his float. And so those items, you can't find them anywhere. So they're priced super high. And one day somebody will come along and find it, and I'll get top dollar for it.
That
So,
reminds me, do you have special software that you have to buy for your phone or for your computer?
no, ma'am, the only thing that I have purchased really would be a Dymo label maker. And you don't really have to have that, but it really is nice to have to print labels. Maggie helped me out here for books for Amazon. I bought a scanner, a handheld scanner that scans books really fast, and tells me whether I want to keep them or not. But haven't really bought anything expensive that I can think of off the top of my head. I get my free shipping supplies from the post office, my priority shipping supplies. If you have a store on eBay, you get some free shipping supply coupons for that. But it's really very little investment at the beginning. I mean, you can get really expensive if you want, but I don't. I'm really cheap, so
I'm just intrigued. It's like I want to start doing this like right now, I really do. I just know me though. I just would.
Well,
I just go
and then the
crazy.
other thing I also do, I'll talk to you about, is my bullet journal.
Oh yes, please.
I wanted to show you. I am not artistic, so if you Google bullet journaling on YouTube, you will see some of these women that have graphic design degrees, things like that. I don't do that. Mine is I do themes. So like in October, it was Downton Abbey, and so everything in my bullet journal centered around Downton Abbey. This whole book was about TV shows and movies. I did MASH. And so it's just a way of keeping track of things. I keep track of my sales. I keep track of my water intake. I keep track of just all kinds of things. I tick them off. This was Doris Day. Was one month was Doris Day. And I have a whole, this is Mary Poppins. I have a whole playlist just of how to do bullet journaling. This was Wizard of Oz. I'll list you my pretty. Every time I listed something, I colored in a Glinda bubble. So I'm very visual. So I like to see. And then my last one, April, was the Muppets. So I did sketches of different Muppets, and I tracked my mood, the weather, how much weight I've lost because I am on a diet. Meditating, you can track anything. Just Google bullet journal spreads, and there are millions of them out there.
Wow,
So
that's fascinating.
and it keeps me on track and keeps my goals checked off. And yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you, Beth. I just hate that our time is already gone. It just flies by when we're having fun. And thank you, Marian. We appreciate all your work. And we thank you in the audience for being here. And our umbrella is the Natural Curiosity Community on Facebook, YouTube, and on all of our podcasts. So you can take us with you when you get back out in the world again. So do visit us at naturalcuriosity.life, the website, and contact us there. If you have any suggestions or if you want to be on the show with us, we'd love to have you. So we're going to say goodbye now, and we love you all. Take care.
And remember to create a fantastic day for yourself. Thank you, Beth.
Thank
Bye,
you,
ladies.
Beth.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.